Lake Lanier, don't you go to Lake Lanier. Oh no, Lake Lanier, the spirits know you shouldn't be here.
Now we got bread, not the wonder. Ever since a billionaire came in to fund us. But let's talk about this town, got the plunder. Now it's a lake and they pulling people under. We gon' tell it to you sitting on this untrust. Name change, we the boss, what a wonder. But let's talk about the town down under. They really need to drain this flood like a plunger.
Welcome to Theory City. If you were here with us last episode, you know that our company has since formed a partnership with a billionaire who we are very, very appreciative of. Moral of the story, the budget has gone up. Shout out to the updated rap section and to the new stand that we have, which now holds our notes for us rather than us having to read it here. So if you see me looking here, that's where our notes are now. Not here like they have always been. Iconic though, but we upgrade. And ever since getting rid of our old, evil, terrible, vile, repulsive, nasty, vicious, disgusting. Alright, we on a schedule, sorry. Ever since getting rid of our original boss, me and the rest of the colleagues have really stepped our game up, and we hope you can tell by this episode. We are fully equipped to go down the line of taking turns sitting in the chair. I am colleague number 3, and next episode y'all will see colleague 4. Hi 4. Also shout out to this new additional location that we're filming in today. Although this billionaire has very, very generously and randomly begun to fund us, we are still very much in charge and the leading force of this company together. I mean, he pops up every now and then, throws his money at us, but that's really it. After all of those days of working under a tyrant, we can finally do the work that we accepted this job for in peace. But what's not peaceful, you ask? Lake Lanier, located in Georgia, is 38,000 acres. It brings in around $5 billion annually to the economy of North Georgia, and it is located in Forsyth County, having the highest median income in Metro Atlanta. And now they're about to open a water park there. I mean, it does pull in about 10 million visitors per year already. So go on, hop on that ride while you slipping and slide then. Just don't mind the hundreds of visitors it pulled in, literally, after the once thriving black community of Oscarville, Georgia, was flooded to create this very lake. It all began in September 1912. Oscarville was a mainly black-owned town. It was formed during the late 1800s and had many successful black farmers, blacksmiths, carpenters, until Oscarville's 11,000 residents were violently forced out by the white residents of Forsyth County. It all started on September 8th when an 18-year-old white girl by the name of May Crow was walking alone late at night about a mile from home. She was said to be hit repeatedly with a rock, assaulted, and left for dead by who they said to be 4 black teens. She was found a day later. Her grandniece even recalls May being hit so hard that her eye fell out of her skull. So when they ran this story in the newspaper, they made sure to depict the alleged 4 black teens just as the worst, violent monsters and all types of gorillas and whatnot. And the white people of Forsyth County went ape. A mob showed up. They took one black boy and lynched him. And it was on the 10th that May Crow regained consciousness and identified one black man by the name of Ernest Knox. So was that with the one eye or... Oh, hey, sorry. It's me, the billionaire that started funding, So sorry. I just been here listening in, and I'm glad I did. See, I had a trip planned next month to go out there to that lake with 3 of my boating buddies. Canceling my flight. Siri, remind me to text 2 of my boating buddies to remind them not to go to Lake Lanier. I don't really mess with the 3rd one. He always trying to tag along uninvited, like when Janice was trying to go to Monica and Chandler wedding. Sorry, but no, I came here to give y'all a new $1,000 mic set. Y'all can set it up later. I got 57 of them just scattered about my 10 basements. I'm leaving. Feels so much better to throw my cash at y'all instead of to my dog for fetch. Sorry, y'all. He just came to sit down some new mics. But you know what might not sit down right in my spirit?
Something about this doesn't sit right in my spirit.
It was on the 23rd when May Crow died from her injuries. And Ernest Knox was arrested along with 3 other black teens that she never even identified. They were convicted and sentenced to death by lynching. A doctor lended his land to be used for the lynching and invited 5,000 people to watch. We heard they even made a picnic out of it. White mobs were enraged after May's death and took it all out on Oscarville and its black residents. They burned and destroyed homes, churches, businesses. And to think they had whole barns, farms, and even a whole racetrack that actually resurfaced when there was a drought in 2007. There is a town under that lake with spirits of our angry ancestors that major publications don't want you to know about. Because they not telling the full story. I know. The news was holding back. History.com was holding back. The YouTube channel. I saw all of that, all these half-baked stories when I was typing up accounts in my office. The white mob known as the Night Riders tried to run out all 11,000 residents, even firing guns into homes. Now, not everyone left. Some hid in the woods to try to escape the terror. Either way, they were forced to say goodbye to the thriving community they had built. Now, fast forwarding to 1957, now the U.S. government is talking about paying over 700 families to leave as they wanted to make this lake that would do so much for the community at the expense of the actual community under the lake that was destroyed. Oh, sorry for the destruction. Here's $50 an acre to now leave so we could build something. $50 an acre? That was my allowance per hour growing up. They could have did more than that. Or, not destroy the town at all to begin with. But here, a new hat for your wardrobe. Thank you. There's only 3 just like it in the world. Custom imported from Monaco. Okay, now I'ma go. Just like they claimed that they'd go knock structures down and move people from the cemetery. Mind you, 20 cemeteries worth of people, but we know it's still there. And not every family could even pay to have their dearly departed in a cemetery. Some were in backyards. Something changed when the hat went on. See, we really stepping it up. Government and publications just lying on people's dead family members. And we don't lie on our dead here. There's so many unmarked graves still down there too in the lake. They did not have time to get rid of all of those bodies when they just went ahead and just put the water. Historians say that many of the community structures were not removed. And then they went ahead and named the lake after Sidney Lanier, a Confederate soldier in the Civil War. And now, 675 people have died since in this very lake that we know of right now at this point in time. Suicides, boats mysteriously speeding up, slamming into stuff that visibly isn't there. Of course, divers traveled down there for footage of what was once Oscarville, but many claim to feel hands trying to pull them down underwater. One of many strange stories after the creation of the cursed lake happened in 1958 when two women, Dahlia Parker and Susie Roberts, were on their way to a roadhouse in Dawsonville. They had to go over Lake Lanier Bridge, and they never made it to the other side. There were skid marks, the right side of the bridge was broken, but no sight of bodies in the car. Divers searched for days, and ain't find a thing. Now a year later, a man goes fishing in the lake and sees a body rise. Police can't tell what caused it, but the hands and toes are missing. They couldn't even identify the person. So now fast forward to 1990, they were preparing to build a new bridge. And that's when they suddenly found a rusted old car with human remains behind the wheel. They were able to identify the previously found body with the hands and toes missing as Susie Roberts because her ring, purse, and watch were left in the car. Strange. Dahlia Parker's body had been sitting in the car underwater for all of those years, and after both of them were laid to rest, people have claimed to see a lady in blue walking the bridge every night. A lady who has no hands. In another instance, men claim to see a hooded figure floating through the water at night in a raft. When it noticed them, it screamed and jumped towards them. And through the panic of these men, when they turned around, it was gone, even the raft. Oh nah, this is Murder House. The spirit stuck there. This more terrifying than the last few seasons of American Horror Story. Sorry, y'all got me invested. New MacBooks being shipped tomorrow for all of y'all. Got tired of using them as table mats. But you know what didn't get shipped? A truck full of chickens that went, again, another vehicle off the bridge, off the road into the water. The driver made it out. But why divers went down and seen that these insanely huge catfish were devouring the chickens like a gulp. Probably what happened to the lady of the lake's hands. Susie Roberts gulped up. If you still don't believe that something is off here, even after the destruction of Oscarville, these mysterious deaths still happen to this day. On August 3rd, just last year, the body of a 27-year-old man was found in the lake. He disappeared and drowned while swimming. A week before, the same thing happened to another man, same lake. And days before that, someone else jumped into the lake. He was electrocuted and died. Christmas Day 1964, another driver lost control on that bridge, went into the lake. Sadly, 7 people died. A diver claimed he sometimes felt body parts in the lake. You reach out into the dark and you feel an arm or a leg and it doesn't move. No Gorilla Glue girls here. One of the lake's rescue teams even stopped using divers and said they were switching to robots to rescue people underwater instead. And in 2012, the son of Tamika Foster, Usher's ex-wife, died at the lake. Last year, she began a petition to drain the lake, but that would be asking them to remove the water that covers up the most horrific, heinous crimes against a once stellar Black community. Imagine what would be seen if the lake was drained. Please do not swim in the gravesite. Stop visiting. And they got the nerve to make it a water park. It's not a horror attraction. This ain't Six Flags, Fright Fest. This is very real. One of the deadliest lakes in the country. There are angry spirits in those waters. The lake is cursed. People feel things in those waters. It doesn't allow you to glide freely. All of that mud is just filled with pain that stretches years back. That's what we think over here. And we invite you to voice your take on this topic in the story of what was once Oscarville, Georgia.